All right, and welcome back to Velocity Online Volume 3. This is Senneth coming back for Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, any percent, done by Luth. We have a couple of incentives here. Donate right now if you want to see one of these names win for Name the Character, because we're about to name the character. You can either go for Shambra, which is $2.80, or Nice for $1. So pick one of those real quick. Otherwise, we have Kill the Ancient Dragon. Luth, if you want to take it away, it's your run.
Yeah. So I'm ready to go whenever. So if we're ready to go, I mean, the naming incentive will close as soon as I hit new game. So if we have any last second donations, then it would be settled otherwise.
All right, I don't see any donations, so it looks like it's going to be Shambra.
All right, sounds good. So I'm ready to go. If everybody else is ready to go, then time will start when I press new game. So I'm going to count it down and I'll hit new game. So we're going to start it in, time will start on the loading screen. So on the first loading screen. So time will start in, I'll say. So 3, 2, 1, new game. So once we get to the loading screen, we'll hit go. So now, time has started now. Okay, so Shambra is the name. So this is Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. So it's Dark Souls 2, but it's kind of remastered. It's got HD textures and all that fun stuff. And they also made it so the DLC items are placed in the world instead of just giving them to you. And also they changed a bunch of enemy and item positions. So we're going to skip this cutscene. Shambra. Okay. Oh, that didn't work. Shambra. There. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have a bit of a fun glitch. So if you randomize your character just a whole bunch of times, just mash the button for a few seconds, it's going to make a horrifying monstrosity. So we're going to run with him. For some reason, it always makes the skin red. I don't know why, but we jokingly call it the Crimson Chad. I'm going to run into that cart, grab Cart Soul. So that is a useful item for us. It gives us 200 souls. It lets us buy an item early. And so this is any percent. So the goal of any percent is really just to beat the last boss. But a lot of time is spent kind of setting up for that. So we need to get through the Shrine of Winter. That's the first half of the run is dedicated just to getting through the Shrine of Winter and into the late game. And to do that, there's two ways to do it. One way is to beat all 4 Lord Souls, which is slow, and the other way is to get 1 million souls, which it turns out is pretty fast. So that's what we do. So we're coming up here on the Bino Jump. We call it that because that item on the ground is a binoculars, which I don't want. So we're in Majula. This is the home base. We come back here a couple of times. The first thing I'm going to do is talk to the Emerald Herald. She's going to give me the Estus Flask, and also she's where I level up, which I don't need to do now, but I do need to talk to her 3 times before she'll let me level up. So now we're off to Forest of Fallen Giants, first area of the game. The beginning of this run is literally just a lot of running, so I'm going to do some menuing here since we're chilling at this gate, reorganize my armor, use the soul I picked up earlier. We're going to equip some items. So getting 1 million souls is pretty easy. The reason I started Bandit for my starting class and Bonfire Ascetic for my item, if anybody caught that, is that Bandit starts with some really good gear, starts with a bow, which is really useful, and also starts with a hand axe, which is good for the first boss. It's not the weapon for the run, but it is really good for killing the first boss. So we're in Forest of Fallen Giants. This is the land where many runs go to reset. But we're going to climb this ladder, and we're headed to Malentia, who is a merchant, and she sells us a lot of really good items. Oh, I'm getting bonked already. So that Ancient Dragon incentive, Ancient Dragon is a boss that, I mean, most people when you fight the boss casually. He just one-shots you with all of his attacks. It's pretty horrible. But we have some cool strats in speedruns to mostly avoid all of his attacks, which kind of makes him a pretty easy fight in the speedrun, where he's really one of the harder bosses to do if you don't know what you're doing. So we're going to buy Firebomb here, and we're going to do the first kind of glitch of the run. It's called Bomb Wall. I'm going to throw the Firebomb at this wall and blow up the wall. And that saves about 40 seconds, and the reason it works is by aiming my camera down, the explosion from the firebomb extends through the wall and it hits some explosive barrels that are conveniently on the other side. And that opens the shortcut from the inside. So we're about to get on the elevator down to Last Giant, first boss of the game. His fight is pretty consistent. There is just one sort of element of RNG if he jumps, but it should be a pretty consistent and safe fight. So this fog gate is where the boss is. So the way to do it is once we're through the gate, we're going to do a running attack into 4 hits. Then we're going to walk around his foot here, and we're going to do 3 more hits. He's going to do a stomp, and a hit twice. He's going to do another stomp, and hit 2 more times. He's going to pull his arm off. He's so mad that he rips off his own arm. I'm going to take that time to hit him 3 times. I'm going to bait him to sweep, and hit him 3 more. He's going to do another stomp, and hit him twice. He's going to do another attack. I'm going to prep the dark sign, hit him twice. If you dark sign right away, you can actually keep the souls. So it's going to drain my souls to 0 before it gives me the boss souls, because dark signing removes all your souls. So if you do it early enough, then you get to warp out and you get to keep the souls. And then I'm going to use the soul while talking to the NPC here. We're going to buy the key to the blacksmith's office in the main town, and we're also going to buy 2 bright bugs. And bright bugs are one of the most powerful items in the game. They're also very limited. So what they do is they give you 20% increased damage dealt and 20% more defense. And it lasts for 2 minutes. So it's against some of the more difficult bosses in the game. You want to use one of those so you can do more damage, and so if they hit you, you don't just die. So we bought all that from her, and then I talked to her a bunch. She gives me a ring, which is pretty nice, and by expending all of her dialogue, it sends her back to the main hub town. For Pursuer, you literally just run by him. It's consistent. He moves into position to be perfectly sniped by the ballista. So that's that. The Pursuer drops a ring as well, the Ring of Blades. So the ring that I got from Malentia, the merchant, gives me 20% more souls, which is pretty nice. And then the ring that I got from Pursuer gives me more attack damage. I just totally forgot what I was doing. That's okay. So we're warping back to Majula now. We're going to buy the weapon for the run. We're going to upgrade it a little bit. So we get good Emerald Herald spawn. We're going to talk to her on the way by. And then I'm going to open this door. And then I'm going to rest at the bonfire. That's going to make the blacksmith reset into his building so I can actually talk to him and buy a weapon. I'm going to talk to her once more. And then I'm going to pop the soul while talking to him. So that's a glitch that is you keep seeing me use items while talking to NPCs. That's a really easy glitch. You basically just press interact, like A or X or whatever, and then use item right after. Oh, I forgot. So I want to equip my rapier. It's +3, and then we're going to kill this guy. Rip Moglin. He dies in basically every category of this game, and that is because he drops armor that gives about an additional 24% extra souls. And then I'm going to go into this, and we're going to talk to an immortal cat, because it's a video game that makes sense. She's going to sell me the silver cat ring. I'm going to buy some homeward bones and some alluring skulls. And then I'm going to equip the Silver Cat ring, and we're going to jump down a pit. We're going to pop a couple of life gems here. It'll give me enough healing to just roll on down the pit. We're going to R2 off this ledge. It's going to have me land there. Perfect, down the pit. So now we're heading towards the gutter, which is an area that I personally did not like at all casually, but it's actually pretty fun in the speedrun because you get to do some really cool parkour. Most skips in this game, like there's very few out of bounds or major glitches in this game. Most of the skips are parkour skips. So the jump mechanic in Dark Souls 2 is really interesting. So we're going to take this for safety. I normally don't take this bonfire, but it's a marathon, so I don't want to do those pit drops again. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to make this jump, and we're going to grab this fragment branch of yore. It lets us unpetrify an NPC. I need 3 for the run. That's the first one. So I'm going to run up this... oh, and I fell. See, it's a good thing I took the bonfire. That's okay. I mean, it's time loss, but it's pretty close.
I guess whenever you have time for talking about the charity, just let me know.
This is just running, so you can probably read something off now if you have to.
All right, so yeah, chat, we're just want to remind you all why we're here. We're here to support the Movember Foundation. Hit exclamation point donate, exclamation point schedule if you would like to see what's coming up, what the where you can donate. All proceeds are going directly to the Movember Foundation, benefiting research toward men's mental health and suicide prevention, prostate cancer, and testicular cancer. Since 2003, Movember has funded more than 1,250 men's health projects around the world, challenging the status quo, shaking up men's health research, and transforming the way health services reach and support men.
All right, awesome. Get those donations in, guys. So I forgot to equip something while I was back in town, so I'm going to do it now. It's okay. So I did some extra jumps. I dropped down and I grabbed the second fragrant branch of yore, and I popped my first bright bug. And that's because we're going to fight a boss here who, he's not a difficult boss, but we want to do some extra damage because I'm still really weak. I'm base levels, I have a +3 weapon, and I have no weapon buffs yet. So we want to do some extra damage just to speed things up. But we're going to use one fragrant branch of yore here to unfreeze this guy because there is a bonfire behind him, and I want that bonfire. So I'm going to kill him. So this bonfire is going to become our best friend. We're going to visit it 4 times because this boss that I'm about to fight... Oh, I got sniped. Oh, poisoned. Oh man, this is awesome. Okay, I'm going to need to pop a heal. And I'm probably going to have to heal in the fight too. Okay, so this boss, we fight him 4 times. Okay, let's just drink here.
I do have a quick donation whenever you're ready for it.
Yeah, go for it, or just fighting a boss here, no worries.
So Groucho Barks comes in with $14. It says, "Kill the mean dwagon."
I would love to kill the mean wagon. I see somebody in the chat saying they wish us to be red again. I just want to say that I will pick up a human effigy so that we can become the Crimson Chad once more.
So that donation does go towards killing the ancient dragon. There, we're at $21 out of 35. Chat, we're almost there.
Okay, so that's the Rotten. He's not a very hard boss, but we fight him 4 times on increasing new game cycles. So it does get concerning because his attacks can basically all one-shot. When we get into new game +3, obviously we're not going to have huge stats at that point, so he's going to be able to kill me very quickly. But we are going to level up here for the first time. We only level up twice, so we level up here and then we're going to level up in a little bit. We're going to get 14 vigor, 14 endurance, 10 strength, and 33 dexterity. And then we're going to quickly have a quick pit stop at Malentia here. We're going to buy the last Fragrant Branch of Yore I need for the run. I'm going to de-equip my armor, and the reason I'm always running around naked, you'll notice, is that stamina regeneration in this game is tied to your equipment load. So the more stuff you're wearing, the slower your stamina regenerates. It's in breakpoints of 10%. So I'm at 9.0 right now, so I'm actually at max stamina regen. So I try to stay below 10% as much as I can. So this is Benhart. We don't talk to him or interact with him in any way, but he's cool. He's got a cool sword. And then we're going to use our second Fragrant Branch here. We're going to unfreeze Rosabeth, who we don't need to speak to, but we do need to pull the lever she was pulling. So we're going to do that, and then these guys are all going to come out, but thankfully, with a nice Alluring Skull, they will leave us alone. So Alluring Skulls are kind of like taunt, makes enemies go for them, only works on weak enemies. So with bigger, tougher enemies, they don't work, but they're pretty useful in a couple of spots in this run. So I'm going to pop my Rotten Soul here and equip my bow in my left hand. And we're going to run to the other bonfire we visit the most, the other bonfire that is non-optional. There's not that many non-optional bonfires in this game, maybe 6 or 7 for this speed run, but this one coming up we revisit a couple of times. So this is just a nice running section. Not a lot going on. It's just an area with no bosses. We don't have to fight any enemies. But we do need to take the Ruin Fork Road bonfire. So there's 3 paths here that you can go down. I need to go down all 3, but we start with this one. So we're going to fire an arrow at this tree. It's going to make the tree scream for some reason, but it attracts the enemies to it. So the enemies will leave me alone while I run up and talk to this NPC. So we're going to talk to Vengarl's head. He's just chilling, wedged in a rock there. For whatever reason, his head is here. But he sells some good items, so we're going to buy Claymore from him, and we're going to buy 15 Cold Pine Resins. So we've got weapon buffs now. That's going to help us buff our weapon with lightning, and a lot of bosses in this game are weak to lightning, so that's a really useful buff to have. We're going to navigate through these woods, very foggy, hard to see where I'm going, but I know I need to go this way because there is a cliff up here, right here, nice, and at the top of this path there's a chest with a good ring in it. So the ring I'm about to get is called the Chloranthy ring, and it gives me additional stamina regeneration. So I'm going to be able to sprint more and attack more often because my stamina will come back faster. So I think I'm going to take this bonfire for safety. I'm probably going to take safety bonfires at most bosses. Marathon luck, because this next boss is Scorpioness Najka. She is one of the most RNG bosses in the whole game. We call her the Najka Lottery because sometimes she does great attacks and you kill her very fast, and then other times she just wastes your time and you can die or lose 40 seconds or anything because she just jumps away and uses magic. And as far as we know, there's ways to kind of influence her AI to make her do tail attacks, which is what you want, but it's not 100%. One of the things about Dark Souls 2 is that very few things are 100% consistent. So we're going to poke her twice. She's going to go underground. I'm going to buff my weapon with lightning while she bursts up, and then we're going to start attacking at the tail. I got a tail attack, that's pretty good. And keep attacking here. Another tail attack, you love to see it. Keep going. And then she does the big slam. That's actually the best attack. It's nice to get that early. Oh, I missed a couple of attacks though. It's okay. Kill her with an R2 there. We're going to equip the armor after she dies because, for the same reason that you can Dark Sign right away, the boss souls aren't granted for like 5 seconds after the boss dies, and souls are calculated at the time they're granted. So you can put on armor after the boss dies. As long as it's before the souls are granted, you'll get the additional souls. So we're in Doors of Pharos now. This is an optional, like there's an optional boss in this area, so obviously we're not going to fight it, but it is one of the worst bosses in the game. I just want to call out that Royal Rat Authority is the absolute worst. But I'm going to equip a mace in my left hand. We use the mace twice in this run. One is coming up, and they're both times are to kill crystal lizards, which will give us weapon upgrade materials. So right now I have a +3 weapon. In this run we actually get a +10 weapon, which is great. So we're going to kill that guy. He drops 3 large titanite shards. I'm going to unequip the mace. We need 6 large titanite shards, 6 titanite chunks, and 1 titanite slab to get +10 from where I am. So that's 3 large titanites. We're going to collect the rest in this area coming up. I'm going to grab this bonfire as well, because dying to Magus is a really, really bad time loss. So hopefully I don't get an invasion after this next boss. If you do, it's one of the worst places you can get it. I probably have to Alt F4. So I just grabbed another large titanite shard, so that's 4. I threw an alluring skull, because there's all these enemies. It'll make them all leave me alone, which is great. And then I'm going to run in here and I'm going to buff my weapon. So I bought a claymore from Vengarl earlier, and the reason I bought a claymore is for this boss. So I'm going to equip that claymore now. So I'm going to start with the rapier, but I'm going to switch to the claymore. And I'm going to grab a human effigy here so that we can become human again, become the Crimson Chad once more. So we're going to run in. This is consistent. They both open with lightning. 2 R1s and an R2 kills that one. That guy's going to explode, so I'm going to let him do that. This is not a good opener, but it's fine. Okay, we're going to throw an alluring skull here to get these guys to leave me alone, so I can go kill this guy. And then we're going to switch to the claymore, and we're going to sweep attack all these guys down. Oh man, that miss. Yeah, it was fine. It wasn't amazing, but it was fine. So I'm going to grab this bonfire, which is like uber safety, but it's just in case I get invaded here or I miss a lizard. But we're going to climb this ladder here. And up here there's a bonfire ascetic. So I started with 1 bonfire ascetic as my starting gift, but I need to fight the rotten 4 times. So I actually need 3. Because what a bonfire ascetic does is it resets 1 specific area to New Game Plus. So we need 3 so we can fight the boss 4 times. That was a titanite chunk, so that was my first titanite chunk. I'm going to grab some more in this area. And I'm about to kill the other lizard, so this is the other reason I have the mace. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to lock onto him from around the corner. Running attack, another R1. That's my last 2 large titanites, so now I have 6. I'm going to grab a titanite chunk there. I didn't get the little skip, but that's okay. You can do an animation cancel where you fall while grabbing that. So that was another chunk. This is 1 more chunk. I'm going to de-equip the mace. And then up here, there's a drop with 3 more chunks, so that'll give me 6. And it also has a titanite slab, so I can get +10. So I threw skull there while falling, so then I can homeward bone out. So now I have a bonfire ascetic, and I have enough materials to get my weapon to +10, which is great. So we're gonna warp back to Majula and get our weapon to +10. So I'm gonna equip Najka's soul here. And we're gonna pop it while talking to him, because I need to pop that soul. Because the soul routing is pretty tight. If I don't pop that soul, I actually won't get 1,000,000 souls. But now I have a plus 10 weapon. My stats are still from the first level up, but I have 34 dexterity, which is quite a bit. So I'm going to go for a little skip here. It's called door skip. If I miss it, usually it's not a big deal, but I'm going to get it. Nice. So that saves about 4 seconds. Oh, I got to equip my weapon. So that's the kind of skip we have in this game. Like, they're all jump skips. They're parkour. There's only like one really useful out of bounds in the whole game if you're playing at 60 FPS. There's a couple of skips that you can do if you lock your frame rate lower to 20 frames per second, but in a 60 FPS category, there isn't that many. But the jumps are really cool. You can jump over a lot of stuff that probably wasn't intended to be jumped over. So we're coming up here to, this is the boss that I probably died the most times to as a casual player, Ruined Sentinels. And it's one of the easiest fights in the speedrun, which is just funny to me. So there's 3 bosses. I don't think you were intended to come here with a plus 10 weapon because you absolutely shred these health bars. And that's Ruined Sentinels, so I probably died to that boss like 100 times casually because you come here and your weapon isn't that good and there's 3 of them and it's kind of timed and it's just hard. And then you come here in the speedrun with plus 10 and lightning weapon and it's just amazing. I agree, Deno. Dark Souls jumping is weird, but it's extra weird in this game. In the other Dark Souls games, jumps have kind of a fixed distance, so they're not as useful. In this one, there is, like, you can do some long jumps like that.
Well, I do have another donation if now's a good time.
Now is a great time because I'm about to get on an elevator.
Groucho Barks comes in with $15 more. It says ship, shape, ship, shape, ship, shape, ship, shape.
Okay, so there's our other bonfire ascetic. That was the point of fighting that boss, is now we have 2 more bonfire ascetics, and I've already burnt the one at the Rotten's bonfire. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go fight the Rotten 3 times. But first, before we go fight the Rotten, let's become the Crimson Chad once more. Perfect. You love to see it. Oh, I forgot to burn it before I left. Okay, so I actually have to burn before I fight, but that's fine. I'm glad I looked before I went down. So we burn this bonfire ascetic, so that's going to reset the boss, and it's going to make all the enemies in the area New Game Plus as well. But we're not going to fight any of the enemies, so that's fine. So we're going to buff our weapon up here. Unfortunately, we won't see a lot of red while we fight the Rottens because I wear the armor the whole time, but there's a good view. Look at that schnoz. It's perfect. So for safety, I kind of want him to do big cleaver attacks like this so I can break his arm. It's not as fast as just hitting him with max damage, but it's really safe because now the cleaver, which is the most dangerous part of this fight, is gone. So now I can just wail on him.
I have
Sometimes
another quick...
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry. I have another quick $3 donation from Thar that says, $3 hype train, let's hit 2,000, let's go!
So there's Rotten 2. That was an okay fight. He gave me pretty good attacks, but we're going to burn the bonfire ascetic, and we're just going to do it again. $3 hype train sounds pretty good, though. Be nice to hit 2,000 during this run. Let's do it, guys. So we're heading into the third rotten fight. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of souls. I'm already at 230,000 in my inventory. Oh, that's a bad opener. The grab is the biggest time waste, but that's okay. So at this point, almost any attack he does will one-shot me, so I need to be pretty careful. But I've fought this boss a lot of times, so I do know all the roll timings. Oh, another grab. Oh, there's a puke. That's a good attack, but you'd like to see it a little earlier. Oh! Oh my! Didn't expect a double slam there. Third grab of the fight. You love to see it. Okay, that was a bad fight, but that's okay, because we didn't die. So thankfully, for the last one, we have a bright bug for Rotten 4. So we're going to use that. It'll make the fight a little easier. One other thing that I guess in Dark Souls 2 is different, and it's a reason that Dark Souls 2 is actually kind of difficult to get used to if you've played 1 or 3 first, is that there is a stat tied to your rolling. So there's a stat called adaptability in this game that the more points you have in it, the more iframes you have while you roll. The Bandit class is the class that starts with the least ADP in the whole game. So I have 3 adaptability right now. To get Dark Souls 1 iframes, I actually need 26 ADP. I'm not going to get 26 ADP. I'm going to get 8 in my final level up, but 3 ADP, I think you get 5 iframes, and I think with 26 you have like 11 or something. So rolling is more difficult early in Dark Souls 2. Definitely, and I think it's part of the reason that a lot of people feel like this game is kind of awkward to play, is because they're not used to the roll timings. So I broke his arm off there, that's kind of nice. But that's the last Rotten fight. So the main reason we did that was just to get a whole pile of souls. So I have like 600,000 souls in my inventory right now. And we're going to get more because we're going to pop all these boss souls that I was just given. So I'm gonna talk to her just to get her to stand up, and then I'm gonna come over here and we're gonna pop these 3 souls of the rotten. They give 25,000 each. I'm gonna pop these 3 old dead one souls. Those give me 60,000 each. And I'm gonna talk to Melentia. We're gonna buy all 3 of these bright bugs, and we're gonna buy 21 life gems. Then I'm gonna talk to the Emerald Herald here. We're gonna do the final level up of the run. I have 814,000 souls. That's a lot of souls. Oh, that is not the right stat. So we're going to get 18 vigor. We're going to get 47 endurance. I'm going to get 8 adaptability, 40 dexterity, and then we're going to get... Well, I'm actually going to get some extra health just for safety. So I'm going to have 35 strength, and I'll just get some extra HP. That'll be comfy for later in the game. Okay, so now we're going to head back to Ruin Fork Road, and we're going to go down the second path because we're into the... This is about halfway through the run, I would say. So we're going to take off all the armor. We actually don't need to wear armor for the rest of the run. I'm going to roll through that guy's attack because it hurts. And then hopefully this guy gives me good attack. He only attacked once. That's kind of scary. So he might come up behind me at the door and mess with me. So this door up here, this is the door to the Shrine of Winter. This takes us to the back half of the game. This is the door that you need 1 million souls to pass through. So if you have... Oh, nice. Good RNG. If you have less than 1 million souls, it'll tell you seek mightier souls. And if you have more than 1 million souls, you can just push it open. If you've killed all 4 Lord Souls, it opens for you. You don't even have to open it. So that's kind of nice. So I'm going to grab that. That's another safety effigy. It's right on the way. We're coming up to Drangleic Castle. So now we get to be naked Crimson Chad for the rest of the run, basically. That's pretty nice. And I have 2 effigies, so if I die, then I can make sure we're Crimson longer. So I'm doing kind of a safe route. There is a route where you can use the red tear stone ring for basically the whole game. It is about a minute faster, but it's much scarier because you fight basically every boss in one-shot range. And I'm learning it. I still haven't completed a run using it, but I'm about 4 minutes behind the world record. My PB is just south of 58 minutes. The world record is 53:44. So, oh, this is a little spooky. That's okay. Oh god. So we have to kill these guys near these statues because it's the only area in the game that you see this mechanic. But you have to kill these guys, and the souls from the enemy goes into the statues, activates it. So you have to activate both statues, and that's going to have them open this door. So you only see that 3 times in the run. This is one of them, and the other 2 are coming up. This is, unfortunately, I do not think this is anywhere near PB pace, but I appreciate your faith. I'm going to use a resin here. It'll make our lives a little easier. So we're going to run past this guy. It's kind of cool. The game just lets you kind of push guys out of the way, and you get iframes while you're opening doors. And you can roll through doors while you open them. So this is another one of the non-optional bonfires. I need to take this. So there's a bonfire inside this door. I'm going to grab it in a second. I just want to open the door now. So 3 R1s, that's going to send his soul into that door. Oh, I was going to kill that guy, but that's not happening. I'll kill him over here, I guess. Maybe not. I can just roll past him. All right. If you don't have a lightning resin there, he takes 4 R1s, which is still fine, but I have a spare because of the route, so I can afford to use one there. If I die, I'll have on a boss fight, I'll have to go buy more resins, but that's okay. So we got to equip the bow. We need it for the upcoming boss for a strat. But first we've got to just navigate through this area. So any door that you open inward... Oh, Forlorn. I haven't seen a castle Forlorn in a long time. So any door that you open inward, you can roll through after about a half second, which is pretty nice. Saves a bit of time. Thankfully, we can just kind of run through this area. We don't have to fight any of these enemies. They don't get in the way. We're going to buff our weapon here because we're about to go into the boss room. And then I'm going to hold my bow in my left hand. We're going to walk in, and I'm going to shoot the guy with the bow immediately. This guy, I'm going to shoot him. So what that's going to do is make him walk forward and drop off. I'm going to run over to him. He's going to die. 4 R1s. Nice and easy. I'm going to run around this guy. We're going to fight him now. He's got a little more health than his buddy, but not enough to be a threat. So we're going to roll through. 4 more attacks, and he goes down. That was a nice fight.
All right, well, I do have a couple more donations.
Yeah, give me 1 minute, because there's going to be a long elevator ride in about a minute and a half.
No problem.
One of the longest. We're about to hit an area where about every 3 minutes there's going to be a 45-second elevator ride. So this is one of the scariest moments in the run. This is mannequins. So we need to activate that golem statue, but there's no enemies in this room. I forgot I have to kill this guy. Oh, that missed though. So we're going to walk into the next room. I'm going to hit this mannequin twice. I'm going to roll away. I think he has too much health for the bow, but that's all right. So I'm going to heal here because they do a lot of damage. But he's coming in. I'm going to kill him there. So now that that enemy is dead and that statue is activated, this area is on a cycle. So it's basically impossible once you kill that enemy to lose time in this area. Unless you die. It's the only way you can lose time. But we just have to run around. We're going to rest at the bonfire. But you can probably read a donation now because there's nothing else exciting happening.
All right, so we have an anonymous donation of $3. It says $3 train. Let's see the dragon fight. Followed by Sanjan that's with $3. It says please beat up the evil dragon. And with those two donations, let me go ahead and refresh. The dragon is currently at $30 out of 35. Chat, we're very close. Let's make it happen.
I would say we have about 15 minutes until we're at the dragon. So we have some time, but don't wait too long, or you won't get to see a dragon get beat up.
Yeah, it's only $5, chat. We got this.
We're gonna... Hey guys, let's wave to the camera. Let's look at that beautiful face. That's one of the funniest bugs in this game. I have no idea what causes it, but if just randomizing your character before you play, it makes your experience so much better. Unfortunately, you can't do it in runs because it just loses time. You can't do character creation before the timer starts, unfortunately, or I do it every single time. So we had to ride this elevator up all the way to the top to open this chest because it has a key in it. We need that key to go fight the next boss. So since we got it, we don't need souls anymore. Let's just dark sign. And that brings us, and that's the reason we lit the bonfire in that room down below as well, is so that we can just dark sign right back down. So this next boss is Mirror Knight. Amazing boss arena, really cool looking boss, a lot of fun. We actually have an AI manip for Mirror Knight, so hopefully I can get it. I'm pretty good at it, but you know, sometimes you make mistakes. So we're going to do a really specific opener and then some specific movement, and he's going to do the same attack over and over again and just let us kind of wail on him. So we're going to go through. He's always going to open by jump attacking over my head. I'm going to stop and buff my weapon, and then we're going to bait this big swing out of him, and then we're going to run into him. 2 attacks. He's going to stick his sword up. 1 more attack. Go with the shield, and then you can just poke. And then he's going to put his sword back up. Perfect. Go with the shield. And then more attacks. He's going to put it back up. 1 more time. That's okay. We're just going to sidestep that attack. 3 more attacks. That's Mirror Knight. If you messed that up, that quickly becomes one of the hardest fights in the run, but that was really clean. So now we're on to everybody's favorite area, Shrine of Amana, kind of known as the most difficult area in the game casually. It is the most difficult area in the game in the speedrun by a mile. Like, it's by far the most difficult thing you can do in this game. At least in this category. In all bosses, there are some harder spots, but in any percent, Shrine of Mana is where good runs go to die. So we're definitely going to grab a safety bonfire here, because a death here would set us back quite a while. So we're going to take this fire. It's not exactly out of the way, thankfully. I'm going to drop down. I kind of want to take a little bit of damage here. If I can get hit once by an enemy, that's not too bad. I don't want to die, but I have these old Radiant Life Gems. They heal for a lot. It's like the equivalent of 4 Life Gems. So I want to pop one at kind of low health and let my health come all the way back up. I'm not going to take any damage there. That's okay. We'll just use a regular Life Gem. Don't want to waste a Radiant. So that's the first part. That part's kind of scary. Those 3 guys can all kind of band together and kill you instantly. I think I'm going to take the second bonfire. It usually gets me killed, but it's fine. Okay, so these guys are going to go for me, but I'm going to loop around here and see if I can't. Oh, nice. Okay, I took a little bit of damage. Oh, I took a lot of damage. Okay. So we're going to use an old Radiant. So this is why this... Oh, Forlorn as well. Oh, yikes. This is not good. So this might be a death. Forlorn here is really scary. That's marathon luck for you, though. So we got to get around here. I'm going to heal up. I don't know where Forlorn is. So we're going to try and do this a little bit safe, but safe might get me killed. Yeah, there he is. Oh, the legend. Okay, I think I have to do this the hard way. So we're going to go for a YOLO mana, because if I don't, I'll probably die. Oh, I might die anyway. Yep, there it is. Okay, that's fine. I took the safety bonfire. I have some human effigies. It'll be okay. I was not at all prepared for that. That's fine. I have the second bonfire. It's okay. So we'll just do that. Do this run through again. Hopefully I don't get hit since I don't have any healing running. Oh, a little bonk, but that's fine. Okay, so as soon as we make it around the building, things tend to be a little less scary. I'm going to stop and kill this frog, because he will attack me. So we're going to do this safe, just nice and easy. I'm going to kill this guy. We're also going to kill those two. So without Forlorn, this isn't too bad. I'll kill her. Kill that guy. We'll get healed up. There we go. We're through. So that's the scariest part of the run, for sure. I'm going to take that bonfire, so if I die in some unlikely event I die to the boss, I don't have to do it again. I have died to this boss before. Oh.
Sorry, I just wanted to quickly remind chat that we only got $5 left to get to this dragon. Not very far. Let's make it happen.
We have this boss and 2 more bosses before we fight the dragon. So we're going to buff our weapon here. This is Demon of Song. You can only hit her when her face is open. Oh, so we got the long combo, but that's alright. That's a safe spot, and then we're just going to go wail on her. Oh, cut the long combo again. Jeez. Okay, that's fine. That should be it. That's Demon of Song. The boss is pretty easy. So we have the Cyan Knight here. I have lost a couple of runs to this guy, but we're just going to kill him. Okay, We're going to use a human effigy here so we can be the Crimson Chad once more. We're going to take a quick sip of Estus. Just get nice full health. So this is Undead Crypt. Honestly, the first time I was playing through the game, I kind of felt like this was the end of the game. It kind of says, like the story of the game says, you know, go to the crypt and meet the king. And, you know, if you play Dark Souls 1, you think, oh, meet the king. You know, go fight King Vendrick and finish the game like you fought Gwyn. That's not quite the case. This game's really long. Like, there's more bosses in this game than any other Souls game by a lot. All bosses for this game has 41 bosses. I think it's like 26 or something in Dark Souls 3, and I think it's 24 in Dark Souls 1. So like it's by far the biggest game. That's Agdane. Tells us not to light a torch. If we light a torch there, they become aggressive, but we don't even talk to him in this category. So we're gonna go through here. This is kind of scary. I hope I don't mess this up. So we get through these rocks. We're gonna attack this one rock, and then we're gonna come up on this hallway up here. And in this hallway, there's two of those big shield guys that I just passed, but they're blocking the hallway. So what I want to do is shoot an arrow right above his head, and that's going to make him turn around so I can sneak past. Because he turns around to inspect the noise, so I can just run right by him. If you mess that up, it's really scary. I'm going to open the shortcut for Vendrick, or for Velstadt rather. The next boss, Velstadt, is kind of spooky, so I'm just going to open the shortcut just in case. I shouldn't need it, but rather have it and not need it. So we're going to stop here and buff our weapon. This is going to be the next boss that we use a Bright Bug on. Velstadt's really tanky, so we want to have as much damage as possible to fight him. So I'm going to run forward here, and while he runs towards me, I can use my Bright Bug. I use it before he even gets to me. So Velstadt, he's going to do a buff after a certain number of hits on him, or like a certain number of damage dealt. So this is a good amount. Oh, he jumped away. Never mind, this kind of sucks. So you want to hit him like 5 times with counter hits, and then he's going to start buffing, and you can, if he doesn't jump away, you can kill him before he does anything. But this is fine. So that's Velstadt. That was a good fight, relatively, other than the jump. So the reason we come down here, this is King Vendrick. He doesn't even want to fight us. He's an optional boss. But you come down here to get the King's Ring, and the King's Ring lets you open a couple of doors to progress into the actual late game.
I gotta tell you something here.
Yeah.
So I'm just refreshing the bids a little bit. We just got a donation for $10. It says "kick some dragon butt." So I think we've hit our incentive for the dragon.
Good timing. We're heading to fight one dragon, and then we're gonna head right into that second dragon. So we're gonna grab the red tier stone ring while we're here. It's right there in the water. Like I said, it is used in this category in the world record route. It's used in this route as well, but only for the last couple of bosses. So we're going to equip it really quick. We also have to equip our King's Ring. So we're going to equip that, and we're going to equip that. So the King's Ring lets us open these big doors. So I need to take a couple of hits here to get into red tier stone ring range. There we go. And then I also want to use a Bright Bug, but I'll use it a little later. It's fine. I don't need to use it now. So this is Aldia's Keep. This area is really fast. in this category. It's kind of a cool area. I like it myself. There's this character Aldia who wasn't in the base game initially until they added in all the DLC. But they made it so that he's this character who's like a researcher, an experimenter on the kind of the curse, and he talks to you throughout the game if you're lighting all the bonfires, and then you can fight him as an optional boss at the very end as well. This is the Aldia's Keep jump. We call it 2021 jump because it's very easy. So if you miss it, we say, who misses this jump in 2021? And it saves probably 15 or 20 seconds.
Sorry, Luth, I had to stop here for a second. We just had an anonymous $500 donation chat.
Oh,
what
man.
is going on?
Love to see it. I heard hearsay of a bonus Mass Effect run if we hit $2,500. So I think our Mass Effect runner better start getting ready because it looks like we're only about $80 short of that happening. So we're going to buff our weapon here. There's a specific strat for this dragon. This is not the optional dragon. So this dragon is I have to do. So as we go through the fog gate, I'm going to roll twice, and I'm going to walk onto this blood. I'm going to aim my camera up. I'm going to hit his head 3 times. Oh, he's going to fly instantly. Okay, that's fine. So he shoots a fireball down. I'm going to walk here so that he does a bite. Oh, and I'm going to whiff. Oh, okay, this is bad. I'm going to heal, because if I get hit by this fire, I'll die. That's fine. He has 1 hit left. It's not really a big deal. I just have to get over to him before he flies again. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so that wasn't ideal, but it's okay. So now we're coming up on Dragon Area, Dragon Shrine, and that's where we're going to fight Ancient Dragon. So I'm going to use this to heal up. We're still the Crimson Chad. You love to see it. Look at that beautiful schnoz. That's amazing. I don't really need Red Tearstone Ring again. I don't think I'll do Red Tearstone Ring for the other bosses, but we do still need the King's Ring. So I have only 1 Bright Bug. I'm going to use it on Ancient Dragon, and then we'll just buy another one for the last boss. That's okay.
I just have a couple more donations here. I have a $5 donation from Anonymous that says good luck husband, and a $50 donation with no comment, and again from Anonymous. Chat, thank you so much for the push. Moving up here into the $2,500 range. Let's get there.
The $5 from Anonymous there, that was my wife for sure. I know she's watching in the other room. So for whatever reason, so this area, Dragon Area, there's like some good items in here, and normally you would go through the whole area and, you know, fight some dragons and loot some good stuff. And for whatever reason, in the Scholar version, they just added a zip line, so you just skip the whole thing, which is pretty nice. In the vanilla, in the base game, you actually do have to like run through about half that area before there's a cool jump to skip it. But now we're into Dragon Shrine. This area is, other than Amana, I would say the other scariest part of the game. These big guys will just mess up your day if they hit you. And there's an area coming up that kind of just kills your run every time. So I hit the rail there to bait that guy. That's just a little kind of manip. He's attracted to the sound, so he walks away from the door. You don't have to do it. It's just for safety. So I'm at full HP. It's kind of nice. These stairs, so these knights are like honorable, and if you fight the big guy there, they won't attack you. But if you run past them, they will attack you. So I'm just going to run past them, and they're going to go for me. And then this hallway is really scary. So in this hallway, all 3 of these guys are going to try to kill me. I'm going to try to manip them, let me through, perfect. But So this is Ancient Dragon. We're going to fight this guy. Most of his attacks will probably one-shot me, so hopefully I don't get hit. But first I got to let all these guys leave the room. Every time I did this fight in practice, it went really good, though, so hopefully it goes really good. So I've got to get far enough away. Eventually their AI kind of leashes and they head to the door. But I'm just chilling. I gotta wait for them to get out of the room before I fight the boss, though. Otherwise, the fog gate will appear, and they will be trapped in the room with me, and they'll just come kill me. Okay, so we're gonna use a bright bug. I'm gonna hit him a couple of times, like 2, and then I'm gonna buff my weapon. Because he won't attack me until I do a certain amount of damage, so I can get a couple of free hits before I buff my weapon. Okay, so now we're gonna go to his toe here. I'm gonna see what he does. This feels like fire breath. So this spot is perfectly safe from fire breath. If you're anywhere near the front of him, his fire breath will probably kill you outright. So let's see what he does. He's gonna stomp. I'm just gonna let him stomp, and then I'm gonna come back, and we're just gonna clip his toenails. So for anybody who wants to fight this boss in a casual playthrough, you don't need this weapon. You don't need these weapon buffs. This is a perfectly viable strat with almost any weapon in the game. Okay, he's going to do Fire Breath once more. You love to see it. And that is going to be Ancient Dragon. So that gives me the Ashen Mist Heart. So you don't actually have to fight him. If you just talk to him, he gives you the Ashen Mist Heart. And that's going to let us go to the Giant Memories. That's going to let us get the Giant's Kinship, which is what lets us fight the final boss. But first, I'm going to Majula here because I need to replenish the Bright Bug that I just spent. So we're going to... I might as well buy 2. I have the souls for it. I'm not going to use them for anything else. And we'll buy human effigies. Because why not? And then we're going to go back to Forest Fallen Giants. Kind of back to the beginning. So as we come back to the beginning here, we're going to fight the Giant Lord, which is the first boss, the last giant. Giant Lord is last giant, but in the past. Because what good is a Dark Souls game if it doesn't have time travel as well? So we're going to backstep onto this ledge, and I'm going to make this jump. And that's the Giant Lord jump. Saves probably 30 seconds. Going to heal up for safety. And into the Giant Memory we go. So this whole area is on a timer. As soon as I phase in, the timer starts. So these flaming rocks that fall like this, there's going to be like, yeah, those, they're on a timer. So if I stop to buff my weapon, I'll mess up the cycle. But if I just go, then I can get behind the spot, buff my weapon, backstep out, and I'm going to go fight the boss. Okay, let him swing once more. There's Giant Lord. So now I'm just going to Dark Sign out. So that gave me the Giant Lord's Soul and the Giant's Kinship. So the Giant's Kinship is going to unlock the ability to fight Nishandra, who is the last boss. So now we're going to warp to the King's Gate in Drangleic Castle, which is that bonfire I picked up at the bottom of the castle a while ago. And we're on our way to the final boss, but there's a little bit of a lull here if you have any donations or anything you want to read.
All right. We do have one more donation that is from Anonymous. It's $32.31. Mass Effect, here we go. Also, good run, husband.
I I just noticed I'm actually, since I'm pretty far under estimate still, I'm going to quickly go and buy some resin because I only have one left and I actually have to fight 2 bosses. I didn't account for using the extra resin on the dragon. Wow, look at us, $2,500 even. That's awesome. Thanks so much for the donations, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. I believe that is the goal that we were trying to get to for the entire marathon. So we did it, chat.
Okay, we'll just buy 4. That's fine. I don't need those souls. That's fine. Okay, so now we're going to travel back to the castle. Okay, so I gotta open this door again, but that's fine. It only takes a second. Okay, so I've taken off my silver cat ring because I actually want to take some intentional fall damage here, because I want to be able to use an old radiant at the start of this next boss fight and get some healing. It's a bit of a Speed Souls tradition at the end of a run to put some Franker Z emotes in the chat. So if anybody wants to throw some Franker Z's in the chat, that would be awesome. So we're going to stop here. I have 2 bright bugs, which is pretty nice because it means I'll use one for both bosses, or if I die, I'll have a spare, so that'll be nice. But we're going to use a bright bug here. This next fight is pretty scary. It's the Throne Duo, so we fight the Throne Watcher and the Throne Defender. It's a very RNG fight. If one of them is really aggressive, it can really mess it up. But what we want to do is use an old Radiant, unlock, aim camera down. Oh, he didn't overhead first. Okay, that's fine. So Throne is pretty passive there. That's all right. So I'm going to go over here and just heal for safety. Use another one for safety. Defender's almost dead. Oh, this fight is not good though. It's okay. So that's Throne Defender down, so now we just have to kill Throne Watcher. We're kind of on a timer. If I take too long, Watcher will resurrect Defender, actually. The timer's pretty lenient, and she does take... Oh, that was scary. I took a risk there. So the timer is pretty lenient, and she does take counter damage while she's rezzing, so it's usually not too bad. We're going to use our other Bright Bug here, and we're going to use our other resin as well. Hopefully... Okay, that did go off. So this is Nishandra. We have an AI minute for her. We attack, and then we walk away, use a life gem, and that should... It didn't, but it should get her to use her beam attack. There it is. So we run around, hit her about 5 times, we walk away, use the life gem. Again, it didn't work. It's supposed to. That's just marathon luck. Come on. Do it. Why won't you beam? Oh my god. This is the worst. Okay, there we go. So we're going to do it once more. We actually want her to do a sweep attack. That's ideal. She's not doing anything. Oh, she's going to blow up. Nope, not happening. Okay, that is the run. We're going to become the Crimson Chad once more. Time will stop as soon as the black screen from stepping into the light. There it is. GG, everybody.
Good game.
And we came in
Duluth.
a couple minutes under estimate. You'll love to see it.
How does it feel to be the run that hit the goal for the marathon?
That's pretty cool. Yeah, no, it's really awesome. That anonymous $500 donation was huge. So
Yeah,
it's really
definitely.
awesome. That's great.
Well, before you leave, do you have anything that you want to plug? Anything that you'd like to say?
I just want to say that if anybody's interested in running Dark Souls games, that the Speed Souls community is amazing and very very inclusive. So if anybody needs help, there's a big Speed Souls Discord, thousands of people, everybody's willing to help. And shout outs to the Dark Souls 2 community specifically. There's a bunch of them in the chat there. I see Fujo, and I saw a bunch of others earlier on. But big shout outs to all those guys, and thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks so much for submitting your run and
Oh,
making this happen.
and also big shout out to my wife who is in the chat, Hollow Aoife, and Shadow Fallen, who is an old friend of mine, and Zarthelis, who is also a good friend of mine.
Take your throne.
Very
So
nice.
thanks for stopping by and watching the run.